Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to Archer+alex. My name is Alex. I am the owner and lead soap maker here. And today we're doing some more soap making for our friends over at Less is More. So I'm making 3 new soaps, count them, 3 for fall. And I'm really excited with the direction of these 3 soaps. So the one that we're making today is Autumn Chai. So Autumn Chai is going to feature some of those like nice spicy chai notes. You're going to have some sweetness with some apple. You're going to have some woods and some almost like a green tea-esque note in there. So if you're wanting to see how this soap turns out, make sure you keep on watching and we're going to get right into it. Okie dokie artichoke. So today I'm going to be making a new soap for Less is More for the fall. We're going to call this one Autumn Chai. So I'm going to run through some of the things that we're using today. So for our colorants, we will be using the matte brown oxide pigment powder from Crafter's Choice, along with the shimmering dark gold mica powder. And then we will also be using good old yellow mica from Brambleberry. So I've mixed up those colorants with each other, if I can make a coherent sentence. So the inspiration for this soap is definitely kind of like that golden chai. So in this container I need to add oil to these, but this is the mixture of the matte brown oxide and the shimmering gold, and then we also have the shimmering gold and the yellow oxide in here, or the yellow mica. And then we'll be doing some titanium dioxide, and then I'll be mixing some of that darker brownish color in with the titanium dioxide color. That way we don't have like a pure white, we get like a nice kind of like creamy golden off-white. So we got that going for us. Let me go ahead and get our olive oil for our colorants. And then we're doing our standard Artisan soap recipe today. And as you know, that is olive oil, coconut oil, castor oil, and grapeseed oil, with our lye water solution that already has sodium lactate mixed in. And then we have our kaolin clay and our coconut milk powder in here as well. For our fragrance, today we will be using a secret blend of fragrances, but you definitely have notes of apple, notes of chai, notes of cardamom and nutmeg and allspice and all sorts of like really great like autumnal spices with like that sweet hit of the apple, and then you have like the earthy hit of the chai. So I'm excited for it. We're going to mount up on our stick blender, and I'm just going to quickly emulsify our kaolin clay, coconut milk powder, and our batch oils. And then we will get right into adding our lye water solution. Okay. So now I'm going to add in our lye water solution, and we are literally just going to blend to emulsion because I'm not really sure how this batch is going to behave, in all honesty. This is the first time I'm using this fragrance oil blend, and I know that apples tend to want to accelerate really quick when it comes to fragrances. So we're doing a layer design, but that being said, I'm going to try to mitigate as many points of failure as possible. Alright, and like I said, just to emulsion. So let's go ahead and scrape off our stick blender. Let me grab my scale. I use the KD 8000. It's my favorite scale that I've used so far. Does this have the... Does have the non-slippery. So do both of these. So we're gonna get like an approximate guess as to how much soap we have. So we're at about 72.65. Siri, what is 72.65 divided by 3?
72.65 divided by 3 is approximately 24.2166.
So we're gonna do 24.2 ounces of soap in each one of these containers. Random spick. So let's pour off. Our soap. So today is going to be kind of a wild day. I got a soaping bee in my bonnet, and I'm making 5 batches of soap. And then on top of that, I have a couple more items for the Scream Queens collection to finish up. So I'm making those, filming those as well. The day that I'm recording this video, the Blame It on the Juice bath bomb is launching on YouTube. So as you can tell, it's kind of a hectic day. All right. So I did 2.5 ounces of fragrance oil. I need to divide that by 3. Ooh, but I forgot the most important part of all this. We're going to be using fine walnut shell powder in this. I have never used this. I think this got included in an order that I got from Makesy. I don't remember buying it. So if the good folks at Makesy, in fact, did send it to me, thank you. I appreciate it. So I'm actually going to add a little bit of that to each layer. And then, Siri, what's 2.5 divided by 3?
5 divided by 3 is approximately 1.6667.
What is 2.5 divided by 3?
Sorry, I didn't get that. Could you restate the question?
What is 2.5 divided by 3?
5 divided by 3 is approximately...
You're of no help. .5 divided by 3. So we're about 0.8 ounces of fragrance. Cool. So, in this first layer, it's where I'm going to mix in this brown oxide and then the dark gold. You can't see what I'm doing right now, but you will. All right. So I'm gonna give this a hand mix. Just to get that walnut shell powder and the colorant incorporated. I love that, actually. It's like a nice kind of, like in person, it's kind of like a dark, like fall leaf brown, if I had to equate it to something. And I have a feeling we're going to need to get our mold on the ready. So we're adding in 0.8 ounces. And we're going to give this a stir. So I can tell you that one of the fragrances that I used in here is Apple Cider Donut by Midwest Fragrance Company. It is by far one of my favorite apple fragrances. Like, it has a really great like spice profile. You get some really great like fruity notes with the apple, but it's not like a gross, sickly like Glade plug-in apple. So let's go ahead and get this layer poured in here. And this fragrance is actually behaving a lot better than I thought it was going to. So snaps for that. I just get so worried with like these spiced or these fruit-based fragrances, because if any of you watch YouTube as chronically as I do, and you watched Katie Carson's video a couple weeks ago, she started off making like this really beautiful soap, and I felt so bad because her soap just like immediately started to like behave and act up as soon as she added that fragrance in. And like, as a soap maker, where like you guys saw Karma in the video, like I like feel so bad when that happens for other soap makers. And so when I was like working on designing this soap like fragrance, and like doing the blend, I was like, oh yeah, didn't she do kind of like a caramelly like autumny situation? And I was like, okay, let's try to learn from the mistakes of others. Okay, so I kind of sort of textured the top of that. Next, you get off there. Next, we're going to add in the yellow mica and the dark gold mica blend. And I'm going to get that off of there and get our walnut shell powder. And you can see my soap batter is starting to thicken up quite a bit. But after seeing how well that fragrance oil behaved in, it almost kind of like slowed down Trace a little bit for me. I think we're going to be okay in, oh my goodness, that is like the most beautiful like caramelly, like mustardy yellow. That is exactly what I was going for. And we need fragrance oil. And I think the fragrances that I've selected do not have any vanillin in them. And if they do, it's like a super low amount. So we should be okay with discoloration. And I'm kind of keeping these on that like warmer, kind of like mustardy side of fall anyway. So even if they do discolor, and they discolor to like a light brown or a light tan, I think everything that I have going on here is going to be perfect. All right. So now let's Get this layer on. And oh my goodness. This reminds me of Tim and Joey over at Sleepy Hollow Handmade. Hey friends. They are like the absolute, I would say, masters when it comes to like soap layering technique. So like you look at the community and like all of us bath and body makers, and there's like people that are like really known for like particular things in the industry and in the craft, right? With Katie Carson over at Royalty Soaps, you have like colors and soap frosting, and then her fragrance blends out of this world. With Holly over at Missouri River Soaps, you know the swirls are going to be on point. You know that the fragrance blends are going to be on point. She is like an in the pot like swirling queen. With Tim and Joey, they do like some of the best layered soap designs I have ever seen in my entire life. With Julie over at Ophelia Soapery, you know that those like soap frosting flowers and every single little like botanical and embed that she puts in her soaps are just going to be like absolutely perfect and iconic. And then Nathan over at Clover Soap Works, or yeah, I think it's Clover Soap Works. You know that those intricate swirls and you know the way that he textures his tops and stuff like that of his soaps, there are going to be absolutely iconic and absolutely on point each and every time. And then you have me, who is just an absolute little gremlin. And I think where I shine is like, I have versatility, I would maybe say. We're gonna add some of that goldy. Actually, I think I would say where I shine in the soap making community is I come to the table with like these weird concepts each and every time. And all of you have kind of like expected to have some like really cool, high design, like off the wall concept with each and every single thing that I do. And I'm not one to disappoint. But also I know you all come here to see me like fall on my face each and every time. All right. So this is like the perfect like, caramelly like beigey white ever. Then I added in our walnut powder, the rest of our fragrance oil. And you can see when I first started mixing that in, it was starting to like thicken up quite a bit. But now we're at like a pretty good consistency. All right. Then we're going to pour this color on top. See, with this one, I wanted to do a layered soap, and that is definitely in the cards for us today. Let me tap this down real quick. Which I'm kind of glad that this is thickened up really nicely. I was kind of worried that it was going to want to take forever to set up, or it was going to set up way too quickly and we're going to get soap on a stick. So I think we're at a really good like happy medium where still able to get the soap in the mold. I was able to get the layers and some of the texturing in between the layers that I had initially hoped for. And then I'm going to Scooby-Doo that. I'm gonna clean off this popsicle stick. And I'm gonna give this mold one more tap down, because what I wanna do is take some of this mica drizzle that I have with the gold, and I wanna drizzle that on top, and then I wanna swirl it through the top. Some of these molds are just absolute garbage. Oh no, I guess I'm gonna have to buy more. Okay, so we got that. Let me grab my chopstick, the handy dandy chopstick. We're just going to kind of just swirl. Okie dokie. So I'm going to spritz this with 91% isopropyl alcohol. Give it a good spritz. Then let me put the cover of our mold on. I'm gonna go set this in a nice warm place, aka my laundry room, because I'm hoping that this soap will gel and we'll get some like really pretty color payoff with the gold and the brown. So I'm gonna let this saponify and do its thing for about 18 to 24 hours, and then we'll be back to unmold this. Okie dokie, let's unmold and get Autumn Chai ready to go. Yes. Just breaking it away from the mold so far. I can tell you right now, I'm very happy with this soap. Let me use gravity to get this out. All right. It smells so good too. Okay. So you can see we have our creamy off-white, our nice golden color, and then that nice brown. Going to set that over there. I don't know what it is with my soap lately, but it has been very soft. Like, we're getting to like a trace quicker, but when it comes to unmolding, it is definitely a lot softer than it has been. Alrighty, so we're gonna cut these ends off so we can see what this design looks like. Oh, yes. So let me get a little bit closer so you can see the Walnut Shell Powder. This will add some like nice exfoliation and grit to this soap, but it's fine enough that it's not going to like rub you raw. And as for the fragrance, it is everything that I was hoping for. You get that like quintessential like summer mold cider chai. Like, it is just finger licking good. The colors turned out the exact way that I wanted them to. Let me get that off there, because that bar is still, or that loaf is still pretty soft. So this is what it looks like cut. You can see the colors are just fantastic. I couldn't be happier with these. And then give some top detail. So you can see that gold mica drizzle on top. Stunning. Well, that about wraps it up for this video. I'm going to kick it back to Alex in the studio. We'll close out this video and we'll see everybody next time. Alrighty friends, so that is how I made the Harvest Chai soap, as you can see here. And it was so much fun to make. This has been curing for probably a couple months now. So you can see the colors have definitely darkened and intensified a little bit, but it still turned out really, really great. This is the other sample bar that I have left that I haven't used in the shower yet. So I want to thank everybody for stopping by today. I know that we've kind of had a rough week or so. I can definitely say that I've had a difficult week. And I think it's important, and I definitely want to say that Archer and Alex is a space that's welcoming to all. I've created this brand because I've wanted to create an inclusive space for people to come and relax and be able to take the weight of the world off and just have fun. And I know that we may not have gotten the news that we wanted this week, and I know that it's been kind of difficult for a lot of us. But I want this to be a space where we can all come together, for us to be able to have fun and kick back and kind of let the noise of the world escape around us. So while we're going to have difficult conversations at times, and those conversations are going to have to happen, I think it's really important that we try to keep the space as light as possible. So I just want to thank all of you for being a part of the Brat Pack, and I'm going to keep doing my part to creating a space that's safe, a space where people feel heard, a space where people feel that they belong. And I want you all to be able to contribute to that in any fashion that you're able to. So just tuning in, you know, being supportive of others in our little Brat Pack community. And yeah, I thank you all for, like I said, tuning into this week's video. I'm sending all my love. I hope everyone continues to stay safe, stay happy, try to stay healthy. And I will see everyone in the next video with lighter spirits. Doodles.